Hecho. Creo. No veo. Sí. Okay, let's go. Okay, questions please. Questions to begin. A question please. Using Noelia. Or landlord or landlady? What question? Landlord or landlady? Get up. Yes.
Do you know a lord lady?
Al revés.
A lady lord.
No. A lady lord or a lord lady? A landlord.
A landlord.
Yeah. Do you know? Empieza nuevo. Do you know?
A landlord. Who works with your friends?
Who works with your friends? Good. Okay. Leonardo, do you know a landlord who works with your friends?
Yes, I know a landlord who works with one friend.
With what friend?
My friend.
Or with my friend, with one friend of mine. Vosotros también. With one friend of mine. Hello, Luciana.
Hello.
Good morning. Question please, Luciana. Una pregunta. Question please, using ignore. Ignore.
Do you know the
Las noticias en la tele. Do you
the
news? Siempre aparece
the
news
news on TV?
¿Cuál?
Oyubi, eso es francés.
Sí, y Do you ignore the news on TV? Today? Do you ignore the news on TV today?
Sometimes.
I
ignore
the
news on the TV
today. Sometimes I ignore the news on the TV today. Don't let another question please. Using verbo prevent.
Prevenir, ¿no?
Sí, prevenir, evitar.
Do you prevent putting in the sun signs?
Okay, ponerse, no. Yo diría está bajo el sol. Do you prevent being under the sun? ¿Vale? En inglés, do you prevent being
under the sun?
bajo el sol, under the sun? Good. Okay, so do you prevent being under the sun? Yes, no.
Yes. I prevent
being under
the sun.
I prevent being under the sun. Good. Okay, team, let's go. Okay, so have you ever asked your boss for a rise? Yes, no? Have you ever asked your boss for a rise? Yes, no? I've never asked my boss for a rise. I've never asked my boss for a rise. What will happen in the world if sea levels keep on rising? What will happen in the world if sea levels keep on rising? If sea levels keep on rising, many coastal towns and cities will suffer regular floods and city floods, and some may even disappear underwater permanently. Good. What do we mean if we say someone's nosy? If we say someone's nosy, we mean they are too interested. Conmigo, too interested in private matters that don't concern conmigo, no concern, concern
Consent.
them. The pragmatics don't concern them. Have you got nosy neighbours? Have you got nosy neighbours? Yes, no, I haven't got nosy neighbours. Neighbours. Good. If you moved into new accommodation and on your first night you could hear neighbours having a very loud party, would you be concerned? If you moved into new accommodation and on your first night you could hear your neighbours having a very loud party, would you be concerned? Yes. If I moved into new accommodation and on the first night I could hear neighbours having a very loud party, I would be concerned. If you won the lottery, how would you celebrate? If you won the lottery, how would you celebrate? If I won the lottery, I would celebrate by traveling around the world. Do most countries have a big celebration on New Year's Eve? Do most countries have a big celebration on New Year's Eve? Yes, most countries have a big celebration on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve. Good. Do you always buy clothes that are up to date? Do you always buy clothes that are up to date? Yes, no? I buy clothes that are up to date. For confection, up to date. If you're planning to travel around the world, is it essential to have an up-to-date passport? If you're planning to travel around the world, is it essential to have an up-to-date passport? Yes.
Yes.
If you're planning, if I'm planning to travel around the world, it's essential to have an up-to-date passport. Good. If you bought some food from the supermarket and later you discovered it was out of date, could you take it back? If you bought some food in the supermarket and later you discovered it was out of date, could you take it back? Yes. If I bought food in the supermarket and later I discovered it was out of date. No date. I could take it back. I could take it back. Okay, what does the idiom piece of cake mean? What does the idiom piece of cake mean? The idiom piece of cake means extremely easy to do. Extremely easy to do. That is running 5 kilometers. A piece of cake for you is running 5 kilometers. A piece of cake for you. Yes, no? Running 5 kilometers isn't a piece of cake. It's not a piece of cake for me to run 5 kilometers. No. Good. What's the best way to attract people's attention in the street? What's the best way to attract people's attention in the street? The best way to attract people's attention in the street is to shout and wave. Shout and wave. To wave. What are the main attractions of the place where you live? What are the main attractions of the place where you live? The main attractions of the place where I live are the cathedral. Yeah, and San Isidro, the cathedral. Good. Tell me the name of a famous person who is attractive, even though they are not particularly beautiful or good looking. Tell me the name of a famous person who you think is attractive, even though they are not particularly beautiful or good looking. A famous person who is attractive, even though they are not particularly beautiful or good looking, is Matthias Prats. Okay, so if you went on a trip around the world, would you prefer to travel mostly by land, by sea, or by air? If you went on a trip around the world, would you prefer to travel mostly by land, by sea, or by air? If I went on a trip around the world, I would prefer to travel mostly by land. Why? I don't know why.
Because I like to observe landscapes.
I like to observe landscapes. Good. What kind of things make you feel miserable? What kind of things make you feel miserable? The kind of things that make me feel miserable are miserable. Are multi-employer faces.
the bad weather
In the
in the summer.
In the summer, good bad weather in the summer makes me feel miserable. Which do you think is the most miserable place on earth? Which do you think is the most miserable place on earth? I think the most miserable place on earth. Earth is Gather was moved to earth. Why? Why? Because there is a war. There's a war in Gather. What do we mean by miserable weather? What do we mean by miserable weather? By miserable weather, we mean the weather.
The weather
is cold
and windy and rainy.
Cold, windy, and rainy weather. Can tourism quickly ruin areas of natural beauty unless it is properly managed? Can tourism quickly ruin areas of natural beauty unless it is properly managed? Yes. Tourism can quickly ruin areas of natural beauty unless it's properly managed. Okay, good. Are there any old ruins in this city? Are there any old ruins in this city? Yes, there are some old ruins. Ruins in this city. See, what are they? What are they? They are the ruins of the Romans. We are the ruins of the Romans. Good. Okay, so entonces, Roman ruins. We get Roman ruins. They are Roman ruins. Good. Okay, so when we use nouns in the general tense, what do we do with them? When we use nouns in the general tense, what do we do with them? When we use nouns in the general tense, we put them in the plural. And we do not, Vale significa we don't put an article in front of them. Give an example.
People drive
People drive carefully. What do we do if a noun doesn't have a plural form? What do we do if a noun doesn't have a plural form? If a noun doesn't have a plural form, we use it without an article. For example, paper is from wood. Paper is from wood. Good. Is it correct to say the water is necessary for the life? Is it correct to say the water is necessary for the life? No, it isn't. Correct to say the water is necessary for the life. Okay, so what do we say instead, Luciano? What do we say instead? We say water is necessary for life. Water is necessary for life. What are the articles in English? What are the articles in English? The articles in English are the, and, are. What do we call the word the? What do we call the word the? We call the word the definite article. The definite article. When do we use the words and an? When do we use the words and an? We use the words and. Disculpe, cambié la pregunta. What do we call the words and an? What do we call the words and an? We call the words and the indefinite articles. And what is the difference between and an? What is the difference between and an? The difference between and is we use before a consonant sound, whereas we use and before a vowel sound. A vowel sound. Give an example. Un libro. Un libro. Good. Universidad. A university, good. Una manzana. An apple, good. Una hora. An hour, bien hecho, an hour. When do we use the indefinite articles and an? When do we use the indefinite articles and an? We use the indefinite articles and with singular, countable nouns. For example, una flecha. An flecha, an arrow. Arrow. Good. Una broma. A. Conmigo. A. Joke. A joke, an arrow, a joke. Yeah. Good. Okay, so when do we use the word one instead of the indefinite article? When do we use the word one instead of the indefinite article? We use the word one instead of the indefinite article to emphasize the number. Give me an example.
I have one
Perro.
dog.
I have conmigo, dog. I have one dog. Read it. One dog y tres gatos. And
And 3 cats.
I have one dog and 3 cats. Have you ever had a weird experience that you are unable to explain? Have you ever had a weird experience in your life that you are unable to explain? Yes, no? I've never had a weird experience in my life that I am
unable
to explain.
explain.
Explain. Good. What kind of worms are there? What kind of worms are there? There are earth worms, or silk worms, or wood worms. Wood worms, silk worms, earth worms, and what kind of things are often made of silk? What kind of things are often made of silk? Ties and scarves are often made of silk. Ties and scarves are often made of silk. Good. How many limbs do humans have? How many limbs do humans have? Humans have 4 limbs. Humans have 4 limbs. Puede ver si mi cosa funcionando. Ay.